Hello, my name is Hector and you're watching Hector's Highlights. Welcome to Hector's Highlights of May 2024, talking about the media that I consumed and liked and had an impact on me this month. Starting off with literature. This month I've been really slacking on my reading. I hope this changes, or I will make changes to this. I am reading for my studies a lot, and that's why I'm kind of like jaded when it comes to it. I'm still reading The First Turning Is Here by Howe, and I hope to finish it because it kind of blocks my reading list right now, or like working on my reading list. And that's it for literature this month. I have been more active when it comes to movies and series though. I started watching Attack on Titan and finished it. I enjoyed it a lot. I liked the plot twist in like the third act of the whole series. I liked the world building and kind of the idea that is behind it. The vibe is very much like Germanic, northern kind of fairy tale, and then like the modern twist with it, like how humans use certain powers or their standing in society for their opinion on what is good and what is just, and how the characters that we like or that we learn to like in the first seasons then kind of get twisted up and you don't really know what to feel, and the characters like mirror the same feeling that you as the audience have. And yeah, it's a good anime. Like the hype is worth it. What I didn't like about it was that the art style was kind of inconsistent. I didn't mind like the introduction of 3D. I get that it's kind of like they have a time limit and they have to kind of establish the series in a certain standard, so they focus on important moments and draw that and make the rest in 3D. But the art style was kind of inconsistent. I think the 2 or 3 studios worked on it, and sometimes you can tell. But overall, like story-wise and pacing-wise, I'm a big fan of good pacing in media or works of art in general. So that was good, that was well. As some of you know, I'm doing a little marathon of Studio Ghibli movies directed by Miyazaki. I watched Ponyo for the second or third time and I enjoyed it more than the first time I watched it. This time I focused more on the relationships between the characters, and I really like how parent and child relationship were depicted, and like how on one side you have Ponyo and how she kind of tries to break out of the role that her father sees for her, and on the other side the child of the humans, Sosuke, who is very independent, which really is a picture of, or like a view on children that I much support, because he is kind of depicted, so Sosuke is depicted as self-sufficient and independent in a way where he has behavior or shows behavior or goes after the activities that might seem dangerous and like socially not acceptable in the first place, but are not socially harmful. He just kind of breaks the mold of what society sees for him, like in a minor way. And that I really much enjoyed. Overall, how his mother was also depicted as a human and not as this superior person in his life, but very much a human being that has her own feelings and shortcomings. As always, I have been active when it comes to music. Again, I have 3 songs and 1 album I'd like to recommend this month, starting off with Dandy in Love by Shutoku Mukai, which is a soundtrack for a series that I watched on Amazon Prime called Space Dandy. I watched it a couple months ago, like last year, 2 years ago. It's like a satirical take on tropes in anime and popular media, for example, Cowboy Bebop, Mobile Suit Gundam or Neon Genesis Evangelion. It's about this alien headhunter, space dandy, who registers unknown aliens, and that's kind of how he makes his living, although he rarely is successful. And in one episode, it's always like short stories, in one episode he has like a love interest, like a romantic interest, and at the end of the episode this song plays, and I thought that it really much fit the vibe. It just stuck with me. The second song is Diva by Isaiah Falls. We talked about Isaiah Falls in the last installation of Hector's highlights with Florida Baby. Diva is his new single and his new song. It is smooth, it is R&B, it is about thug love, it is about show me how to love. I enjoy it very much. Isaiah Falls staying strong with his new song, although it is kind of stereotypical. But that's okay, because art sometimes, or art has to work with stereotypes to get a message across. My last song recommendation is Terminal Relations by Makai Alexander. It's off the EP Love Before It's Too Late, which has an interesting cover which kind of alludes to the nature of the song. The song is a mixture between A$AP Rocky, Playboi Carti, Child of the Internet, raw, direct. Sadly, Makai Alexander is kind of a one-hit wonder to me. I listened to the rest of his discography and was kind of underwhelmed, but like nothing stood out to me. On one side the song is very heartwarming, but at the same time the instrumentation brings this melancholy with it. To have it in your playlist is a nice switch up and I would recommend. The album I have for you this month is Ultramarine by Wesley Joseph. It is R&B mixed with pop. It's an album that consists of 8 songs with a runtime of about 26 minutes. So it's a very quick listen, almost like an EP, but I believe that Wesley Joseph in general brings a breath of fresh air. He just had a new album out in 2023, which I personally didn't enjoy as much. But Ultramarine is an album I constantly come back to. It's very cinematic, pop, R&B, ambiguous vibes. It's very much a journey, an emotional journey to me. If you decide to listen to this album, I'd recommend watching all the music videos there are, because I believe that his strength, or Wesley Joseph's strength, is the overall presentation of himself as an artist. May it be his style of clothes, his music, his social media presence, or his music videos, because this man is making music movies, let me tell you. Just watch the first shot of one of his music videos where you have a mirror shot where your mind has to take a couple of seconds to realize what you just saw. So very mind-bending stuff. Consider subscribing for more recommendations. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.